And I knew, but I didn't know if they knew. You know.
Gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Broserweights, O'Reilly and Fish held it long.
And you know what I think? Even if then O'Reilly and Fish keep the titles,
which they probably will.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I want the
Broserweights to win.
I saw a couple weeks ago.
Not that bold of a prediction if you're taking O'Reilly and Fish.
I saw when Keith Lee won the North American title from Roddy Strong. I was kind of hoping, because Roddy Strong got brought into the Undisputed Era last. I thought he was going to get kicked out. I was kind of hoping for them to kick him out, and then Cole cut a promo because now he's the only one titleless in the Undisputed Era. But that didn't happen. Maybe this happens. Well, it didn't happen, obviously, at Worlds Collide, or whenever the weekly episode happens.
What's up?
When this takeover happens tomorrow, I'm going to boldly predict, like I said, Roddy Strong wins, maybe with interference from Adam Cole or probably a Fish and O'Reilly. And then when Cole loses his title, it's because I already said I think Ciampa's winning. When Cole loses his title to Ciampa, they're going to blame Roddy Strong because he tried to help and he didn't get the job done. Kick him out. That's my bold prediction for tomorrow.
Okay, so nothing major happens, but something. Well, major, it would be Ciampa winning. So
winning the title back, he never lost.
That would be major.
Your prediction is Cole's still holding on to it, though.
I think Cole still holds on to it until Mania.
Too big on Adam Cole
But we forgot to bask in his glory. Oh, yeah, that's the easiest match to call. Definitely. I love that. This is going to be a great fucking match. But
just like Rhea just won the title, so I don't see him losing it. I wouldn't be upset.
Keith Lee.
Wouldn't be upset if Dominic, whatever his last name is, Dijakovic, or Kovic.
Dominic Dijakovic.
I wouldn't be upset if he won the title. He's a really athletic big man.
I would, but he's
just
awesome.
Because Keith Lee just won it. I understand.
It's going to be a great fucking match. Those two always have a great match. It could be the match of the night if they give them time.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes easy. Yeah.
And then we got the main event and Ciampa, and it could be Ciampa wins and then fucking and then
Roddy gets jumped out.
Roddy gets jumped out. Mine is Ciampa wins and then fucking just like Johnny G got jumped when he won the title.
Ciampa's gonna get jumped out.
Ciampa's gonna get jumped by Johnny G after he wins the title. And the more things change, the more things stay the same.
I don't see him bolt his face as Johnny turning because Ciampa's the better heel.
I can see it.
You never know. Yeah, that wouldn't.
That would be something because Johnny G doesn't want to go up to the main card.
Neither one of them do.
Johnny G doesn't want to go to the main card, so I can see Johnny G.
I have a question. Why are we still calling Raw and SmackDown the main roster compared to NXT? I mean, I'm upset about it. I think Vince McMahon was kind of petty to just bring NXT onto the USA Network solely because there's competition now. But there's nothing wrong with the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW existing has given us a lot more of what we want. Tell me if AEW didn't exist.
I'll tell you exactly why.
If they didn't exist,
I'll tell you exactly
if they didn't
why.
exist, would we be
Here we go. I'll tell you
and
exactly why.
WrestleMania?
Raw gets 3 times the amount of viewers.
It's been around for 30 years. It should.
SmackDown gets 4 times the amount of viewers.
It's been around for 20 years. It should.
And that's why they're the main shows.
NXT in the ratings.
We're not saying that they're not on the same card now.
Weekly AEW.
They're on the same card. They're just the undercard.
Weekly AEW is beating NXT in the ratings. Why? Not because they're booking their shows better.
Before
not because
undercard.
the wrestling is better, but because they're the hot new kids on the block when it comes to
one of these days, you're going to see it like this. Friday will be AEW's pay-per-view.
Saturdays are.
Saturday will be.
AEW isn't petty, and they're not going to put it on the same Saturday as a takeover.
That's why they'll put it on Friday, and then Saturday will be the. Then you'll have a boom, boom, boom. I
think that's why they tried to put. I think that's why they put their shit on Wednesday. But Vince McMahon wanted to. Either way,
Vince has it. He's got to complex, man.
Well, yeah, I know.
He's got to crush everybody.
There's nothing wrong with the Wednesday Night Wars when it comes to
It's not a Wednesday Night War, dude. The war's over. AEW is not the shit.
They're winning the ratings war, though.
No, they're not.
They are.
They might have came back, but they were losing.
No, the NXT since October when this has started has only won 3 or 4 episodes head to head. There's one they consider a draw because the year-end awards, NXT didn't put on any wrestling. You can't give that episode to AEW. But even though, like I said, NXT is the better booked show, better wrestling, better storylines, whatever you want to call it.
It's not a war,
the truth.
bro.
How is it not a war?
It's not a war. If
it's
it was a war,
it's a war to some of these
ratings. If it's a war, then AEW is sniffing something.
Think about it. It's a war in Vince's head. He doesn't want to lose these fans. But the ratings are showing that
NXT's better, bro.
The ratings are showing that just over half the wrestling fans are choosing AEW on Wednesday nights instead of NXT.
AEW is fun.
Do you understand what the main reason for that is, though? If we didn't have at least just over half the fans choosing AEW, it would have sounded like everybody was bitching and complaining just to complain, like us wrestling fans do sometimes. But if people were watching NXT more than AEW right now, it'd be pathetic, and it'd be like, why would we even get competition to be?
AEW is fun. It's not competition.
How is it not competition?
It's not. It's
the only thing that isn't competition is their tag team division needs work. They got to stop doing all the flippy shit. They don't need it all. You got to tone down on that. The women's division don't compete, and I'm not saying that because Nyla Rose is the champion. But
the women's division is garbage.
Hot garbage. Hot fucking garbage.
Their women's division
WWE doesn't even have the best
Britt
women's division in the
Baker
world.
And
but it doesn't
Riho
compete.
and then nobody else.
Yeah. Well,
you could say Awesome Kong, and you could say
they just signed Jeff Cobb. That's their first big free agent signing. Why? Because he's never been in WWE before, like Jake Hager or Jack Swagger, whatever you want to call him. So
Jeff Cobb is the shit.
They got to keep making
him out of the
like
inner
that.
circle, though.
They got to get a
He's got
agreement going with Ring of Honor so they can get guys like Marty Scurll, who we were talking about earlier.
Marty Scurll, he's on his way. He's on his way.
WWE,
I can see he's got his umbrella in the room.
We should be just soaking it in and enjoying it. Like you said, it's fun. It's an alternative.
It's fun. It's great. I'm not saying it's a competition though, because if it's a competition, don't compete with WWE. They got bigger.
Well, like I said, I was explaining why on Wednesday nights just over half the fan base for wrestling is choosing AEW.
They're not choosing. They're watching both.
They're watching both, but just over half the fans are choosing AEW.
They're watching both.
If they didn't, it'd just make us as wrestling fans sound whiny. And,
they're just watching them on different days.
Even more, like I said, make us sound whiny and even more content with the garbage Vince has been giving us the last 5-10 years.
And I kind of trade off. I'll watch NXT first, and then I'll watch AEW after. I'll watch AEW first.
I was team AEW. I was glad they were coming into fruition, but now the WCW 2.0 shit, if I hear it drives me crazy, but it's only because it's the truth. But
it is WCW 2.0. Only it's like WCW in 1990. It wasn't good. Wow. They're getting better. They have to wait till they get to 94, 95, 96. That's all they're doing. There's just that fucking wiggle room. They got to get the Chris Jericho / Hulk Hogan's out of there.
The thing I don't like about the competition.
Did I say that?
The thing I don't like about the competition.
Because look it, dude. I'm going to tell you how it. This is why it's WCW 2.0.
Everything is why.
When WCW started in jacking,
going downhill in the late 90s, early 2000s.
No, they started plucking. They plucked like Lex Luger. They got Lex Luger back from them. They got the Steiner brothers back from them. Then they started getting the Macho Mans, and once they got Macho Man, they got Hogan, and once they got Hogan, so they just got to get those guys. They got to get the guys that are already over.
They've had
the Dean Ambroses.
Well, they got John Moxley, but John Moxley was
the Chris Jerichos. They've gotten them. They're getting them.
Because he was now they're getting. But Vince wasn't going to be able to buy him.
But they got to get the people that the WCW made. Now they don't really got a lot of those guys. They got they got them, but they got to put them to. They got to put them over to the moon now.
Since they've been.
But WWE guys, they got their WWE guys already. Stop locking up these WWE dudes. Keep them in the land of obscurity.
I can go through a handful of names.
Luke Harper's on his way, bro.
Brody Lee, yeah, I know.
All right, so we got people coming. I mean, there's people that are coming.
Still one out.
Revival's on their way. Charlotte's gonna be going over there.
Shut up.
Charlotte's on her way, dude. That's gonna be
thing-
their Hogan. That's gonna be their Hogan. That's gonna be their big signing.
The only thing
because
that
if they
really-
get Charlotte Flair, that's the game changing.
Things that even it out.
That's like, oh shit! Now they got a
Or CM
women.
Punk,
That's
if
it.
he ever gets off his high
Nah,
horse.
dude.
Yeah.
CM Punk's never.
Yeah,
when he comes back,
he don't wanna
he's
wrestle.
not. When he comes back, he's not going to be fun to watch. He'll be a pipe bomb.
Nostalgia
That's
act.
it.
He'll be a nostalgia act.
He'll be a guy that gets on the stake and fucks people and then leaves.
Personally, what really grinds my gear about the business nowadays and Vince McMahon's mindset.
I was
is
never a
competition.
CM Punk guy though. So
Neither was I. Or Daniel Bryan until the second time around.
in fairness to me, I like Daniel Bryan,
The
but I
first
heard
time
of Daniel
I wasn't
Bryan.
watching him the first time around, so I never got into the S movement and all that the first time around. I just know, like
Actually,
I said,
I wasn't.
Vince McMahon's mindset for the competition existing again. They got the most WWE does the most talented roster they probably ever had. You got so many names, wide variety of talents or whatever. The biggest problem is they sign guys EC3.
They
Eric
signed
Young.
Charlotte.
No,
They got it.
WWE.
If
they sign guys like EC3, Eric Young, Scarlett Bordeaux. I mean, is a recent one. The new ones that the AEW's had a handful of names they could have. Scarlett Bordeaux
AEW needs to get
might not be
like
a
people
great
like
wrestler, but
right
she'd be
now.
a great name to get in there.
Right now, somebody that they
AEW.
can get right now that they can pick they can pick up right now and is a needle mover. That dude Moose from Impact. That motherfucker is the
Moose is
shit.
He's always been over.
That dude is the shit. They can instantly get him. He's never been touched by them, and then they can say that they made him after he gets big.
No,
Right
he's
now,
already
Jeff
been.
Cobb. Right now, Jeff Cobb. They're gonna take credit for Jeff Cobb.
Lucha.
They are. They're the second. They're the second show now.
Yeah, because Lucha Underground only got
They're the
so much
second show.
attention.
Nobody gives a fuck about everything that happened in this right now.
Yeah.
This is a new era. This is the bullshit is behind us.
Yeah.
This is the new shit. Right now, number 1 and number 2, WWE, AEW. Period.
Well, here in the States, number one.
New Japan Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling is
Number
the
one
shit
is
on
the
the
next
other side
two.
of the world.
Yeah.
We don't live
That's
there.
number two in the world now.
Yeah,
Right
but they're
behind the
on the
next
other
two.
side of the world. I
We're
like
tied
Carl
with it. We're
Fredericks,
tied with it.
but tell me, I like Carl Fredericks, the fucking Davey Boy Smith Jr. is a nostalgia act. There ain't really that much going on in New
I
Japan.
heard a rumor they're trying to get Davey Boy Smith in the Hall of Fame. But I think it's just like Owen and the family. Owen's wife doesn't want Owen in the Hall of Fame. And
Developing hot, ... We'll see.
I also heard worse rumors that the Bellas might be going into the Hall of Fame.
They should have went in when the Hart Foundation went in.
Yeah, but I mean, Owen's wife is probably never going to let that go. And that's her wishes, I guess. But another good rumor is I heard recently fucking retired Yushin Thunder Liger going to be going into the Hall of Fame.
Great Buddha.
Hopefully that
It's
comes
already
into it.
in there, right?
I don't know. But I hope Liger goes into the Hall of Fame because WWE owns the WCW stuff. Jushin Thunder Liger could go into the WWE Hall of Fame that way.
If that's the point, you got to put in all those guys. You got to put in Psychosis. You got to put in.
Yeah,
You
but
got
I
to
mean,
put them all in,
You don't
dude.
have to put them all in. I mean, Liger just retired. That's why.
You got to put in Jushin Thunder Liger. You got to put in Psychosis. You got to put in La Parka.
Well, you think about NWO, you're only going to have 2 or 3 guys going in.
You got to put in Juventud Guerrero, Disco
shit.
Inferno,
You think of NWO, Eric Bischoff off the bat should be going in. He ain't
Billy
going to.
Kidman.
20, 30, 50, 100 other guys should be going in with the NWO, but won't be going in.
Just put in the whole WCW Cruiserweight division.
Oh, fuck. Instead of just fucking Liger.
I mean, you could have you would have to put in a blank face over one of them, but just put
Oh,
him in.
man. Is his name Crispin? Wah?
I don't want to answer that question.
Who won the 04 Rumble?
This,
I plead the fifth.
I'm not saying.
remain silent.
I know. There's no reason why he hit him, but there is a reason. I don't want to talk about this.
I don't blame you.
Bro, we got to save that shit because, dude, we're going to have 2 completely different outlooks. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
I know how you feel about it.
Just like
but
me too.
but the person we can agree on. We can agree on the person. We just can't agree on where the person should be in the.
You mean we can agree on the wrestler and his abilities and that?
But the human
that should be
being. No,
noticed?
we could agree on the human being.
No, probably not, because I still don't think he did it.
Oh, shit. All right. See, that's why we're waiting until October. You conspiracy theorists.
9/11 too, man. Even more so on Benoit, though.
Oh, golly gee. All right, man. We're going to talk about that in October. That's going to be really fun now. Because, yeah, dude, you're wrong.